So welcome back after a holiday. Just think, if there was no work and there was only holiday, how would it be? Boring, isn't it? Boring, boring, boring. So, the basic thing, everything in this universe, everyone in this universe likes to work. We have to work. And supposing you have tons of money and you're a prince or a princess and you have a kingdom, you still have to work. And supposing, we think work meaning for earning money. Work is earning, certainly. But that's not just money. Similarly, what Shadamam just talked about, thank you, Shadamam, it's an absolute compulsory that you must make when your physical body goes away. Who's going to follow the rights of your spiritual body? There has to be somebody. And it is not just what wealth you got or what property you got that somebody should get it, or the money from the provident fund. What about those debts that you have left behind, if you have? That also somebody has to take care, no? What about your other spiritual belongings, your emotional belongings, your intellectual belongings? So there is a huge thing that you, wherever you are all the time creating something around you. So, not directly connected, indirectly, and it's a gory story. Why talk about it? But it's good to reflect upon it. Let's say you've gone to a funeral. My God, first thing in the morning. What's bad about it? Somebody whose body is gone, then you've got to pay respect, no? So why don't you look at it that way, that I'm going to do a good work? See, you've done, and you're saying you're paying your condolences to those people, the nearest ones, the brother, the husband, the wife, the children, and then you go and meet those who were friends with this individual, and then you go and meet those who were the colleagues working in whatever environment, or neighbors or friends, and then you go ahead and meet those who are dependent onto them, maybe working under them, maybe subordinates, maybe maids and servants, and maybe the disciples or whatever. So there are different segments of the people of that particular body, the soul, the mind, and the belongings which is left behind. And then you go to meet the dead body to pay your respect. And as you go to put your flowers, then you see the face is yours. So what would you like all those people to talk about? That's the will which the man talking about. What are you leaving behind? Every one of us, every moment, are leaving behind something. And you are going to. Absolutely. Just like the fire, when you light it, it will go up. It is not going to go down. The water that you pour, it is going to go down and not go up. Even if you put it with a pump, it will go up somewhere, it is going to fall down after that. So, physical law, action opposite equals reactions. But there is something called also inertia. You all know about inertia, right? Let's say, those of you artists make pottery. So you finish making the pot. So you take the pot away. If you have not put a brake onto the wheel or have not stopped it manually, that wheel is going to go round and round, and that's called the inertia, isn't it? So remember Newton's law? Don't say I'm from economy and art. Say, come on, everybody has studied economics. Newton's law, isn't it? They shall continue to go on unless there is a force applied upon it. So let's say the fan. You switch off the fan. Will the fan stop straight away? No, it's going to go round and round and round, and it will take quite a few rounds for it to. And the more the number of rounds it goes on, it is better because the fan is, that means, clean and good motor. Same thing happens with your work. Your words, every action that you're doing is going to reap results. And it is going to come back to you. The other day I talked about that the monk said that choose your parents well. Choose your parents well doesn't mean that the parents or the brothers or the sisters or your colleagues' results is going to affect you. It doesn't affect you. But your results affect them. What is this? If you look at it, a gaudy detail, if I have a mommy who's all the time shouting, it affects my peace of mind, isn't it? I will say, Mama, come on, don't shout. Same thing, if I'm shouting all the time and I'm the husband of the wife, my wife and the husband is going to have bad time, no? So this is direct, gory details. Similarly, look at it now. Every kind, loving, loyal, faithful, gracefulness, big-heartedness. You are important, not me. That is, service to the other people-ness is going to reap result. So other day I just touched upon a little bit. You have in every religion in the world, once your body is either put into the ground or fired or put it in for the birds to eat it up like the Persians do, there is a life after, whether heaven or hell. Every religion talks about it. So there is something called the accumulation of the work and the results thereof. So if I throw up a ball, something is, I have started an action, something is going to do, the ball is going to do something after that. It's not going to just stay stuck there. If I throw it up, you will say it will come down. Not necessary. You say, come on, what is this? Of course it has to come down. I will say, no, if you send it up through an escape velocity, it's going to keep on going up and up and up like a rocket, no? And go into an orbit. Unless it goes into another planet or some other gravitational force attraction. So you have accumulation of work. In Sanskrit, Vedanta called Sanchita Karma. Now, we all have lots of Sanchita Karma. And this Sanchita Karma, part of that little karma, comes up and living with you, creating your body, which is the one chooses your parent. Why do you choose your parent? So that what you want to achieve in this life, what's your goal, you will automatically get that kind of a parent who will help you. Supposing you want to make lots of money, you will be born to a very rich businessman family who's going to help you to guide you to make lots of money. How many of you have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Anybody? Okay. Thank you. Good. So this is a Japanese guy. He was born to a simple middle class family. And the Japanese father told him, make insurance, make savings, whatever you earn, spend carefully, don't forget about your future. Have you noticed most of us keep thinking about what will happen when I grow old, who's going to take care of me, where is the money, I don't want to be dependent on someone, I don't want to go like that. I want to die quickly. Who's telling you to grow old? You say, come on, everybody grows old. Yes, but you go old, but you can grow old gracefully and healthily, and peacefully, and with harmony. All that is happening because of your good work. So the rich dad, poor dad, this Japanese guy had always a great ambition to earn lots of money. But he's born in a simple middle class family. Notice how the divine consciousness got him connected to a rich American billionaire. And this American guy, read, those of you who haven't read, if you got a Kindle, get it in the Kindle. It's there, by the way, in the school library. Educares will tell you. Our Kindles have got huge bank of storybooks. I keep buying, and whatever I buy, I have linked it to the library, so it goes to the library. And this American guy, who is the foster father of the Japanese, taught him spend. Busted up. So Deepak Chopra in 2016 was interviewed by BBC London. I happened to hear that. The BBC London asked him, so Deepak, how much money did you earn this year? He said $16 billion. He said, okay, how much did you pay tax for? He said, $16 billion. He said, okay, so how much did you spend this year? He said, $18 billion. He said, what? You earned 16 and you spent 18. He said, yes. He said, why? He said, and how will I earn $20 billion next year? Unless I spend more, how will I earn more? So don't have to have restrictions, but at the same time bring a balance. Same thing is with your karma, your work. The moment you keep on doing good work, and whatever the bad work and the good and the bad, all those work are going to get accumulated, and part of that sanchita karma, huge, little bit, like a bubble, comes out and makes your current life. As per Vedanta, that's how you make your body and choose to be born as a man or a woman, or have a defect body or a healthy body. All that is dependent on your karma. And now you're got something else, and that's called agami karma, the new work which you're going to do. Every new work that you do is going to again come back and get accumulated. So now what happens to the saints? Muhammad, Jesus, Buddha, Mahavir Jain, Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh, Paramahamsa, Babaji, Swamiji, so many of them. What happens to them? So what happens is all their bad karma, every one of them, they have finished. How? The moment you realize the supreme truth, the moment in various religions you talk about moksha, realization, enlightenment, whatever we expresses, the moment you do that, imagine a pile of cotton, huge cotton, imagine, and you light a matchstick and put it into the cotton. What happens? Whoosh, it goes. No? So all the bad karma, everything vanishes the moment you realize the supreme truth. And that is called knowledge. Epistemology? Educares is saying yes. So what happens the moment you continue to do work and you realize, you listen, mananam, shravanam, mananam. Listen, reflect. That is the reflection, the learning process you talk about, and then nididhyasanam, sitting still, realizing, contemplations, meditations, whatever name you give it. Just 3 simple steps. What do you get? Supreme knowledge. The moment, just not understanding, not theoretical knowledge, not a bookish knowledge, Not reading about 10 million books about elephants or mango, but eat the mango. You say, this is the mango. The moment anybody shows you the mango next time, you will just smile. Why? Because I know this is Ratnagiri Alfonso. I know how does it taste. So what do you have to do? Realize that knowledge. Feel it, taste it. The moment you do that, all the bad karmas goes away. Now what happens? The moment you do that, your body, which was because of the karma, that karma is gone. So what happens now? That means you die? That means there are two things. Just think about it. Vedanta is asking, that means the moment you realize you will die, it's not a good thing. Nobody wants to realize that, no? The realization meaning death. No. And the second thing is, that means all our great masters, they were not realized people? No, they were all saints. So the saints continue to do that. But what happens is, those who are in the influence of the saints, being with them, they accrue, they don't do any more bad work. But all the good things come to those people around them. You realize everything that you have, everything that you think of, and everything that you wish to achieve, everything will come to you. And these masters are not just somebody like a Jesus or Buddha, Swami Vivekananda. Today is 17th, is Swami Vivekananda's, as per Indian almanac, is the birthday. 12th January was as per the English calendar. Look at it, their heritage is not going to go dead. It's not going to stop. It's going to continue and accumulate like a snowball, like an avalanche, and it's going to continue. So what's the message for you and me? Spread that feeling of knowing the power of goodness. Leave all those tendencies of the badness, of the lie, of incorrectness. If you've done something yesterday, this morning, doesn't matter. That's gone. Buddha is saying, you put your left foot in the river, and when you put the right foot, it's not the same river, it's another river. Because that river which you had put left foot, it is already flown. It is gone, flowing down. You hear that, no? Forget about it. The bridge under the water is already gone. It's a new water which is coming. Same thing. So, what is gone? It's gone. It's okay. You may have been the dacoit Ratnakar, but you can become Valmiki. Saint Peter. He was not a saint before he met Jesus Christ. He was very argumentative, fighter guy. Saint Francis, he was a fisherman. He used to quarrel about the cost of the fish and how much to sell it for. And look at all of them have become. Angulimal, yours and my story, Buddha, became a great saint. And so did so many others of each one of our religion that you practice, you read a little bit, you know about it. So what is Swami Vivekananda saying? It is not the birthright of Vivekananda, Buddha, Jesus Christ to be Jesus Christ, Buddha, Vivekananda. It is your right to. So how? Start spreading goodness, truth, power right from this moment. I shall not establish lies. And just watch the power of the truth. Quite often the parents come down and the moment I get a message, you will get it too. And the moment I get the message, I have no doubts. I immediately said, is it so? He said, how do you know that? I said, I don't know. But I have come to know about it. I'm confirming from you. Is it so? The moment I look at you, I come to know what's going to happen. And where are you going to go? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from today. There was one of the teacher here who didn't have a child for I think 8 years or something. And she came down and one day she was talking and I said, okay, if you practice like this, these are the things that you have to do, you will. In 2 years' time, she became a mother. In this school only. So, you will acquire when you establish truth, the power of truth. Tremendous power of goodness. Similarly, tremendous power of the evil, the badness. But you know the beauty is, you can erase it. You remember that matchstick to the cotton? By continuously acquiring the good knowledge. Being with it, spreading it, talking to the people. And that's how this message of IB is the powerful knowledge to the worldwide concept coupled with the Vedanta. And those tiny things or big things that you do, just be conscious of it. The moment you're conscious of it, that this is not okay, you would be surprised how your own mind would be influenced by the reflective consciousness, which in turn, like the moon, would receive the energy from the consciousness and it will purify you. You would certainly find that the power of you. Say, my God, I could do that. I'll give a crude example. We flew lots of aircraft. Before I went into jet planes, the fighter planes, I wanted to become a fighter pilot. So we went to the jet plane. And when I went to the jet plane, I'm telling you, the jet plane was something like from the front desk to let's say here, or let's say the length of this hall, approximately. Depending on the various planes, there are some planes which are very small. But the one which I went to, it was huge. And the moment you go there, it feels of energy, power. And when I climbed up and looked at the cockpit, and thousands of switches, thousands of lights, I came down and I was thinking, my God, how am I going to fly this thing? Me? Flying this? I was going round and round and round. And we were all cadets gone into, and I came down and I was silent. So somebody who was very friendly to me came down and he said, Robbin, what happened? Why are you so silent? I said, honestly, I'm wondering how am I going to fly that? And just see, we not only became pilot, I became a test pilot. I knew how to test it and clear it for other people to fly. I became a combat trainer. So don't look at this trouble of the thing that it is too big. Now, what is Swami Vivekananda says? Face the monkey. Whatever the problem in your life, face it. Whatever the problem that you have created yourself or the negativity within you, face it. And be truthful. Spread this word to our children. That's yours and my job. But like a warrior, you have to wield the sword, you have to wield the shield, you have to armor your body, and you have to be fast and fearless. So you have to have all those, and you have to be as sensitive as a baby's hand, as sharp as an eagle, and as courageous as a lion. And this is who you are far better than anyone of the description if you just touch upon who we really are. Who am I? And that is the knowledge that you're persevering, that you have to. And we must spread it. The moment you do that, you will suddenly find that trigonometrical problem or that algebra or that Upanishad or that Quran which you couldn't understand suddenly will come like a flash. You say, my God, this is what it meant. Is it so? You check it up with somebody. Is it so? They say, yes. You don't know. Your guru, maybe Guru Granth Sahib that you didn't understand, or a Quran or a Bible or Bhagavad Gita, Purana and Upanishad, suddenly will come to you like a flash. I read 12 Bhagavad Gita. I could not understand what is Bhagavad Gita. But everybody told me you should read. Why? Is it good for you? So good for me, I used to read it like a mechanical, like a stupid robot. Honestly, but I kept doing it. And one day at Crossford, I had gone down with 2-3 other people who were there with me. And I was going around, I used to keep going and buying books from there. And I saw some personal motivation. I picked up the book. I got a message, go down to the new arrivals. I went there and I saw some new sets of Bhagavad Gita. I said, oh, Bhagavad Gita, I know everything. And I came away. I got that message 3 times. When I cleared the bill, I got again message, go back to the shelf. I went back again. I said, all right. So I picked up 3. I gave it to one to the other 2 people, and the other one I picked up. And just see what happened. Today I am taking classes on Bhagavad Gita. What a monkey is creating Bhagavad Gita. I honestly couldn't believe that I could possibly do that ever. So that's the you which is inside of you. That's the you which is inside the child. And that is what yours and my journey is. To hold their hand and take them across. But hold on to truth. Hold on to purity. Hold on to loyalty. To the country, to the family, to the state, to yourself, to your own people. Remove those tendencies of talking. All you're doing doing wasting energy. Or screen time all the time, looking at the mobile, the Facebook or the screen. TV is also screen. They're all screen time, no? Regulate yourself, guide, and our best of the prayers every morning and throughout the day is for you. Just like this knowledge, what we're talking about. Be aware, be conscious of it, and like a toothache, which you cannot forget, it should continue to be with you throughout the day. Whatever you do, I have to be pure, I have to be truthful. I am truthful, I am pure. How can I do it? Not acceptable. How can I jump the traffic light? Not okay. I have to pay tax. And on Monday, I have to make the will.